Hey everybody, and welcome to the Sunshine State. My name is Sonshine Wiley, and I am your host. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on another episode of the Sunshine State. As you can see, this is going to be an episode of Gentleman and Jack, and I am so excited to have some amazing gentlemen in here with me. I mean, we're going to just jump right into everything because we got some really cool things to discuss and some really dope things to kind of go over. I know I haven't had a Gentleman and Jack episode in a long time, and I know y'all been asking for it, so I'm gonna bring it right back. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna let everybody introduce themselves, and then we're gonna jump right in. So I'm gonna start over here with Keith Good News. Tell us about you.
Keith Good News. I am a professor at LA Mission College for digital media. I own Podcademy for Kids, which is a podcasting program for 3rd grader through 8th graders. And I've built a lot of radio stations.
Yes.
And a lot of studios between LA and the Dallas area. So I've been in this industry for almost a decade now.
Yeah.
So kind of an expert here.
Yeah, definitely. And he forgot to mention that he himself was also a podcaster.
Yes. I mean, I'm radio host, podcaster. I've literally have done everything in this industry.
Yeah, definitely. And you do music.
Yes.
See, you leaving little stuff out. You leaving stuff out.
You know, it's all a part of the audio, I guess.
Yeah.
Area of things. I've been, like I said, I've been in it before podcasting was even a thing.
Yeah.
I was in the radio business.
Right.
So for me, the transition has been, interesting to be a part of, watch, and actually help grow.
Yeah.
I feel like I've put a lot of people on.
Yeah.
I mean, famous people from some of the biggest names now, even I guess one of my most credible is I was doing a podcast for Yelp. I was producing their stuff and recording their stuff for some time. So I've been around. I've done a lot of stuff. So
see, that's why I wanted you to introduce yourself.
It's hard. It's
because
hard.
it's like
hard because I can. I don't even remember all that I've done a lot of the times.
Right.
I mean, the list goes on. So,
yeah.
I just keep it short.
Definitely. I love it. Right. So we're going to move over here to Nigel. Go ahead and tell us about yourself.
Yeah. Nigel Key, also known as Nike, co-owner of clothing line Solid Black, a father first and foremost, and also special events. I do a lot of different special events in the community and things in that nature.
And then your youth program and things like that. You want to talk about that? See, I do my research.
I see. That's good. So we do different things. I'm working with a New World Academy Foundation. Shout out to Brother Will, James Muhammad, and the whole team. O2G Entertainment. Been doing that for over 20 years. Children takeover events, food giveaways, different things for the community. Mm-hmm. Something as simple as a basketball tournament, or a baseball game. Mm-hmm. So many different things like that, that I'm involved with.
Yeah.
Just,
and it's dope. And honestly, the first time that I saw you, I don't even know how I met you. I don't know. But the first time that I saw you or interacted with you, it was at one of your events. Mm-hmm. And I saw all your kids. Yeah, definitely. I'm always going to support.
Sure appreciate that.
So I saw you with all your kids, and all your kids were just like, this is what we do. This is a family thing.
A normal thing.
And that's really honorable to be able to build that type of a tribe and instill those type of values into your seeds,
Right.
So that they know, this is a part of what we do. This is a part of the legacy of how we operate. And that's amazing.
It is.
So I'm going to move over here. So this one right here is my little brother. Sorry.
Not too little.
Not too little. Younger. Let me say it like that. Younger
Mm-hmm.
brother. This is London. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
All right. London, go MTFLondo, Lundeezy. My homies call me Lundo. But I'm just a young, ambitious brother just looking to elevate, spread wisdom toward young adults, young kids. I coach Pop Warner 6U.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to the Compton Jaguars.
Okay.
For my first year ever. So, that was dope. A lot of motivation, a lot of grind. I love it, so.
That's what's up.
That's
I
dope,
really
dope.
enjoy it. And then you also forgot things too. See, all of y'all are forgetting things about
Right,
yourself.
well.
You also do music.
Also do music as well. MTFLondo. I got a single out, 1020 in LA. You go check it out. It's on all platforms.
Yeah. Definitely.
More music coming soon, for sure.
Hey, love it. So let's jump right in. Okay. So the reason why I brought you guys on today is because every last one of you represents something that a lot of people don't see in the media, which is a positive Black man. We don't see a whole lot of, let me not say we don't see it at all, because, the social media people will come after me and when is this it? Anyway, we don't see a lot of positive Black males being pushed to the forefront. We see the ratchetry, we see the craziness. And I wanted to shine a light on Black men who operate as community leaders, who operate as entrepreneurs, who operate as people who are pushing forward a positive agenda in the Black community, who push the tribe, the family, the togetherness, the positivity, and I love every last part of it. So that's why I have you guys on here. And I thought of it and I was like, you know what? It's going to be really dope to see Black men in a positive light. I'm all about pushing positivity when it comes to Black men. And I was like, well, it's time. So without further ado, the first question that I have for all of you is, how did you get into the field that you're in, whether it be podcasting, whether it be into the athletic wear and things like that, or whether it be, the coaching and things like that? What was the thing that got you there? What was your aha moment to start things?
Well, shoot. For me, with coaching, I played football all my life. And, when you play football all your life, it's always that kid's dream, to give back low key in football, like coaching. Yeah. I always wanted to be like my coach low key. Like I see what he do, spend the night over at my coach's house, things like that. And, I always thought like, damn, like I will be grateful to, give back to a kid in that way. Those type of memories last forever. I always think about the memories of, playing football as a brotherhood, so that kind of motivated me, especially like just playing that brotherhood just motivated me. Like these kids, it can stick with them for the rest of their life.
Right.
That's true.
True. So that's one of my motivations for coaching.
Yeah. So how did you get your start in football? Like, what was your introduction to football?
So my introduction to football was definitely, I'm a son of nine kids.
Yes.
We all athletic. Sports.
Yeah, we got a big family like yours.
Big family. So, it was pushing. Out. But, we always play sports. Rest in peace, my dad. He was a big factor in football. Yeah. Even my mom coached. My mom was a dog. Was a coach.
Yeah, she's still a dog.
Right. She was a hound. Like, she was barking at us. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, so that mental toughness that really created a beast for real in the sports. Right. So that everything we took, all the anger, everything just from day to day, put it in the sport, put it in the football, and that really created some athletes. Even basketball. We play multiple sports just to stay in condition. But football was that main. Yeah,
because all of you guys play football.
All of us,
except for Lincoln.
No, Lincoln even played football.
He played football.
He was the quarterback.
What?
Oh, right. He didn't have the arm, but he was the quarterback. He'll hand off the ball, but he was smooth. He was solid.
That's what's up. Yeah. So what about you? What got you started?
Man, let's see. Let's go to community. As far as the events, special events, I would say just having that family structure.
And you got a big family too.
Yeah. It's a handful. That's the reason why I was late today. Not for but growing up in Compton, just the culture of my family, even like my aunties and stuff on like 56th Street, like my Aunt Jenny and all them. Like it's always was a family event. Growing up in the 80s, it always was some type of house party, somebody's birthday. The family actually hung out a lot when we was young, So that's a big part of it. My family up north, we do camping trips, man. Shout out my Uncle Nicky and everybody up there. Even in Lomita Projects, they had 4-H, they had Boys and Girls Club. It was just one big community. So no matter where my mom moved or relocated to, it was always some type of community or event, something going on. Right. So that just kind of instilled in me. And then when I grew up, of course, I wanted to give it back, right. And I was always doing it naturally, but didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And I look back at all the pictures, all the events, even the stuff I got on YouTube and different stuff like that, Children Takeover. I didn't have like paperwork and stuff like that or getting grants or anything. It was just stuff we always did.
Right.
So it was kind of like like a natural thing, man. And as far as the clothing line, my cousin, Katie Spencer, Deshaun Spencer, he went to jail, whatever, and he had ideas when he get out. You know, you in there, you be thinking and all this stuff like that. So I'm at work, he would always call me. You know, he called me one day and he was like, man, I want to come up with a clothing line, man. All I got is the name Solid. I mean, something with black. He wanted to do something with black, but he couldn't put it all together. And then he's like, I'm like, you know what? I always use the word solid. So I'm like, how about solid black? And then we kind of ran with that and just been getting busy on it, you know?
Yeah.
So that's,
And you guys also have printing, right?
Printing? Oh, A1 custom print.
Yeah.
See, I dabble in a little bit of everything. That was a little something I was, you know, messing with a little bit. But yeah, we do music too, a little bit of music, you know, just a little bit. More, my cousin Deshaun Spencer, KD Spencer, he's like the music man, but I end up hopping on something featuring.
Yeah.
You know, we got the clothing line. They say we need music. We do our own, save some money.
Right.
So we got a few little songs and things out like that, you know, so it's a little bit.
I think it's awesome that going back to the piece that you talked about where, you know, you had that community environment and you wanted to share that and give that back to other people. That's really important because a lot of people don't really necessarily grow up in the community environment. And so some people don't necessarily experience how it feels to be a part of a community in that way. And I think it's like really commendable and honorable that you have the ability to share that with other people because every event that you have that I've been to has felt like, man, it's a family reunion. This is family.
That's the vibe.
I feel like I belong here.
That's the vibe.
And so it's awesome to have that type of a reach. And so I definitely big you up for that. Like, that's awesome.
I appreciate you.
Definitely.
Appreciate you for coming. Like, you
Hey,
mean a lot to me.
you know, I'm always going to support, especially something that's positive.
That's why I said I
Every
gotta
single
come
time.
tonight. I'm here. I'm
Absolutely.
coming.
Absolutely.
I gotta be here. Most
So
definitely.
tell me how you got your start.
You know, listening to y'all's, mine is quite different. I was the only child, so I was 12 years old. I got one little sister. Most of mine growing up with having huge speech problems. I had Tourette's, still do,
Okay.
my entire life, tic disorders. And part of that was causing me to stutter.
Right.
So I would stutter so bad, I was like, man, when I can figure this out, I'm going to figure it out.
Oh, wow.
So I found out in college they had something called communications. Me being ignorant, I'm just like, that shit sound like talking to me. You know what I mean? I ain't knowing it's like speech therapy, but but communication obviously is so much deeper than that, right? But then so I ended up getting into it, learning kind of the gift of gab. Throughout that process, it didn't like correct my stuttering, but I had corrected myself by then. But I already decided that's where I was going.
Right.
And then graduated and continued on, got a master's in it, you know, in communications. And I said, okay, how am I going to use this? So I remember in college, I love sports my whole life. I was like, maybe I'll just be like a sports anchor. That's what everybody does with this degree, right?
Right.
Didn't really do that, but it ended up taking me into kind of my own sales. You know, I was doing network marketing for like 3 years. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but getting into that, it's like entrepreneur, like a PhD in entrepreneurship, if you ask me. So after that, it was like, okay, I understand sales, I understand marketing, I understand how to talk to people. And I was like, okay, well, I got all this gift of gab, let me take it to radio, you know, and that's where I landed. I got my first, nobody would hire me for the longest time. Especially with a master's degree, it was impossible.
Oh my gosh.
A black
Because
man
they think
gave
you're
me,
overqualified.
Yes.
Yeah.
A black man, he doesn't have a radio station on.
How can you be
overqualified? Because I got a
Because
master's.
they want you to have a master's, but then they don't want you to have it coming in.
Yeah,
Right,
because
that don't make no sense.
because the
crazy.
person hiring you got a bachelor's.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So
The crazy thing is that like you would never know any of that from looking at you or from hearing you or from being around you. I've been to multiple events that you've hosted as well, from the podcast pit to the comedy night to the, I've been to
Right,
a
done a
few
lot
of
of
your,
stuff.
you've done a lot of stuff. And in all of that, you're so sure of yourself and confident, and which is awesome, that you wouldn't even see the background that you have in those things. And I really like that because it really speaks to how you didn't allow that to define you.
for a long time I did. My mom is probably, I give her a lot of credit. She's always said, Keith, you can't fix it.
Right.
So you have to learn to live with it.
Right.
So right now, y'all don't know what I'm doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm balling up my toes inside of my shoe because that helps for me not to deliver ticks that will actually kind of
Be
what the
visible.
fuck wrong with him?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting there doing that or I'm sitting there constantly doing that, I'm like, bro, got something going on. You know what I'm saying? But so you learn how to, as you mature with it.
Management.
So those things are, those things happen. But,
That's what's up. But that's awesome. That, I mean, you even, like, that you can even find some way to manage it personally.
Right. Overcome.
Like,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
strong, man. Powerful.
And, like, that is powerful.
Yeah, very powerful.
That's powerful because it speaks to other areas that, like, we be up here complaining, thinking that we can't overcome the fact that we trying to lose weight or we trying to, get this job or we trying to do this or we trying to do that. And it's something that it's just like, well, we definitely all have the ability to overcome the things and the roadblocks and the things that are in our way. We just have to be willing to figure it out how. Yeah. So that's awesome. So let me ask you guys this. So what are some of the ways that you guys feel like in your respective areas that you find balance? Because I know it's a lot going on with every last one of you. So how do you find balance from, being in relationships to being single to having all the business ideas, the ventures and everything? How do you find balance? How do you make time for everything?
I got an easy answer.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay.
There's no such thing.
Okay.
I believe that there's harmony.
Okay.
So sometimes you got more time for the family. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes it's 30-70. Sometimes it's 50-50.
Right.
I think that you keep trying to find balance. That's where you get frustrated. Trying to constantly weigh it out. And it's like, well, right now, this just requires more for now.
Right.
And it ain't gonna stay this way.
Right.
And then some, so I think it's just harmony. It's the ocean.
Right.
It flows in and it flows out. Sometimes it high tide, sometimes it's low tide.
Right.
So trying to keep it mid tide all the time is really just ludicrous.
Right.
Right. That's true.
I mean, and that's a smart idea, like, especially if you are communicating that with the people who are around you. Be like, hey, this is probably not going to be a season where you're going to see a whole lot of me, but I still love you.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely. So what about you guys? How do you find balance?
Well, shoot, I'm young, so I don't have no girlfriend to worry about.
Oh, you don't got no girlfriend?
I'm chilling. I'm a free agent. I'm gonna fly on. But I don't have no wife. I don't got no kids.
Yeah.
So, balance is not kind
Love
of, it's not hard for me. I can balance things. It's all a mental thing. You put your priorities first. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Well said, brother.
Well, it's different for y'all. So
different priorities. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
I say a little bit of both. What both of they said.
Right.
And also just God. Because you never know what's gonna happen, how it's gonna flow, what He gonna throw at you.
Right.
So it's really up to God. But other than that, I would say, just having that peace. Make sure you're having your self-care. Make sure you being at peace. Staying positive. And I must say, you have to be, control your emotions, because you go through all these different emotions and different things that go on. You got to stay calm through all that.
Yeah.
Because everything that come at you, you get angry, you get mad and get on one. It only take a couple seconds to go to jail, and catch life.
Right. Correct.
Right.
So that's one of the most things. You have to control your emotions and stay calm through all this, because it's going to be ups and downs, and anything let's say a relationship, you had a wrong girlfriend or something.
Oh, Lord.
And they know how to get under your skin.
Right, I'm about to say
females, man. Not all of them, but I'm saying just as an example, they can get under your skin.
Yeah.
You end up doing something, hitting them or cussing them out. You're going to jail. So you got to control your emotions and just put everything in God's hand and just take your time, be at peace, and just don't stop. You got to keep going. It'll work out.
Most definitely.
So how did you learn to control your emotions? Was that something that was always easy for you?
Being calm, being patient. I'm always been a calm dude. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a patient, calm type of dude like that. But my discipline would be, school, college. That helps you get disciplined, organized, and then being in a relationship. I got 6 kids, 5 biological, 1 stepson, and I'm working on all. It's emotions all through there. My significant other. It's emotions all through that. ups and downs, arguments, different things that happen.
Right.
You know, one of your son's grades might not be up. He might not want to clean his room. Different little things that happen in the community with family. You know,
Right.
so just you have to learn how to be patient. Otherwise,
Right.
you're gonna lose.
Right.
You're
Right.
gonna be in the pen, have life. You know, we all got family members, different people that's in jail for life doing things. So you got to remember all that stuff and just kind of stay calm and work your way through it. Just live, experience, just live it.
As a man, you should always learn how to stay calm. That's one of our key things we have to, because we know people can get under our skin. And I feel like our attitudes is our downfall.
Yeah.
As black men, our attitudes, we can take it there. We have to fast.
Even
Like,
as men, though, when men it's life or death. And
Right.
I tell
Survival, always.
I tell my lady all the time, like, you know, you're more likely to pop off at somebody because your repercussion is not the same. I'm like, even if two women fight, like, what's gonna happen? Somebody get a busted lip, but men fight, somebody could, somebody eye falling out, somebody breaking something, you know. So it's a different risk. So you know, always.
So I can say from my perspective that like a lot of women, we do take for granted that we have a little bit less of a repercussion or a consequence that comes from us like arguing and popping off and things like that. And I think that sometimes we definitely take for granted that, you know, we don't necessarily all the time have the same type of consequences that you guys might have, because I'll give for example, today in traffic, this dude was like keeping me from like leaving outside of the Ralph's parking lot, and my crazy ass, because I got the Wiley is all in me.
Right.
And so I get out the car and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, go. And with me, like, I might not get the same type of reaction
Because you're a woman
that you
too.
guys might get.
Oh, of course, because it's up. Like,
And I'm not ugly. So people have a different response. If you was an ugly woman, you got to...
right.
No, for real, though. You want me to be
I
real or
understand.
not?
That's
It
the second
don't matter if
layer.
it's a woman. She said if it's an ugly woman.
No, but no, there's
People
more of
treat
a...
people who they find less attractive differently
for sure.
than people that they do find
sure.
But
attractive.
as a woman, you're not gonna pop off as a woman at all, because you're not gonna let a woman take you there. That's what
Men,
even
right.
as, you know, that's what you should
Most
teach.
men.
A lot of people should teach their kids that, like, as men, you don't let people get to you. Don't let them take you out your character. That's what you always teach them. But that's crazy. You should not hop out no car. Don't be doing that.
Don't do that.
I know that.
Because-
I know that.
Because see, what the thing about it is, but you know why she did it? Because she knew there was no repercussion.
Ain't no
No, there is none. First of all, it's a guy. He can't touch me.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not supposed to touch me. So there's a whole different understanding. They have a
surprise when they do get touched.
Right.
That's why I said surprise.
Hold on.
But guess what? But guess what? You wouldn't be surprised. You actually are expecting that. You know, if you hop out, that's what could happen.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
So you know, I think, you know, for men, we have to learn emotional control because it saves our lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus,
And that's an important conversation, because there is a level of calmness that you have as a survival tactic
Yes. Yeah.
that we don't necessarily, that we take for granted sometimes. Especially if you're in like a domestic environment, if it's you and your partner or whatever, or lady, I don't know if it feels weird to call your girlfriend a partner. I don't know. But anyway, if it's you and your significant other, you know, it's different when it comes to that, because it's like, you know, she going crazy, we can argue back and forth, but I can't touch her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it can go to a whole nother level. She can call the police and easily they're going to believe her before they believe me.
Of course.
And that's the bad part. But that's also a responsibility on us women to know, okay, look, I need to protect him in this way, even though I'm fucking pissed at him. I need to protect him in this moment.
Men don't argue long. If you ever see two men, because there's a certain point where it's like, all right, well, like, you big in the chest, I'm big in the chest. We're here now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, so men won't argue long. You know what I mean? Because it's just, what are we doing at this point? You know, we just,
Like,
let's
let's
get
tussle
here.
it out.
Right, it's energy now. It's just energy. So when a woman argues with a man, that energy still arises, but we can't act on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? However, women can, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can push him, you can touch on his face, you can You can put, you can push them in his nut. But I'm saying,
I was taught not to touch a man.
no, every woman is, but you know that you can. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying hit them.
Yeah, I get you.
You ain't gotta hit them, but you can. You know what I'm saying? Why you lying, Larry? You know what I mean? Who is it? You can do all this. Now turn that around. If he was doing this to you, you'd be like, bro, he tripping.
Right.
He ain't even hitting her, but he tripping.
Right.
So there's just a whole different set of rules that we all have to play by.
You gotta keep your composure.
You know, and I pledged a fraternity in college. I'm a Sigma. I'm Phi Beta Sigma. Okay. So that taught me probably emotional control more than anything. I don't know if anybody knows anything about it, but when you talk about you have to contain your emotions, that's what it teaches you. It teaches you humility and how much can you take without breaking your composure. And it's one of the toughest things I've ever done in my life. Man. And a lot of people don't make it because the only thing it truly attacks is your pride. Man. That's the hardest part. It's not the physical stuff. People, I would never let no man. You ain't tripping, bro. Somebody make you do 20 whatever. Yeah. Do 20 push-ups. I'm him. But your pride, right? Your pride doesn't. If somebody comes at you and they throw a glass of water in your face, and you supposed to sit there and say, "Thank you, big brother. I was thirsty." Right? Ooh, you supposed to turn it like that. Right. Versus being upset. So those are the emotional tactics. I may be giving y'all too much, but those are the emotional. That's the type of stuff that goes on to challenge you. Yeah. It don't hurt. Yeah. You just your pride is hurt. And so those are the things. That's how I learned, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what's up. So you actually mentioned self-care. So what are your self-care practices?
It could be as simple as any coping skill, as simple as going to the beach and looking at the sunset, a breath of fresh air, letting the wind blow and just kind of chilling, being at peace. Right. Not doing nothing. Just a lot of times we busy and just
so much activity.
Just to sit back and not do nothing can feel so relaxing. Yeah. Like do nothing at all. Yeah. So that's one of my things. I like to hit the beach, and that fresh air and just relax a minute. That's a good thing, exercise, different things like that, creative space, all that.
And so the word that you used was a coping skill. So that lets me know that you actually are emotionally aware of certain things, because that's one of like those words that you have to learn about. Yeah. And one of those phrases where it's important to understand that is there for you to be able to go through life without allowing everything to sink in or to get under your skin and things like that. Right. So what about you guys? What are your self-care methods?
The studio is self-care for me.
Okay. That's real too. I forgot about that.
When you go out there, you say what you got to say. You release a lot of emotion through your tracks. And the studio, that's just a vibe itself. Okay. Just being there around people that, just like I said, like a brotherhood. Like, I got homies, you got people coming in, and just feel the vibe of the music. That's right there. That's therapeutic for me.
Yeah. Definitely. How about you, Keith?
They've changed frequently. I can say more as of lately, I get up at like 5 a.m. and I go play basketball with like this group of other dads, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like 20 of us up at 5:30 and we feel different.
Oh, you are a dad. That's right.
Right. Yeah. I got two, another one on the way. So,
congratulations, man.
Man, don't congratulate me yet, man. I'm messing around. But yeah, that has been good because it gets my day started. I've already got that male energy out that I needed. I've got to, I don't know how to say this without saying pause, but like I've gotten to like push around other men and be aggressive and be masculine, so now when I get home, and I got daughters, so I don't have to, I can kind of feel like I fulfilled that, that, you know what I'm saying? I've already argued with 10, I don't know if I can cuss on this, but I've already argued with 10 niggas this morning, so now I'm not arguing, like, cause that was a foul, bro, I didn't foul you, you know what I'm saying? So getting that out.
Get all that anger.
Right. No, real talk though. So that has been therapeutic for me because it allows me to get all of that energy out and it's exercise, all the other things that men need to release that like testosterone buildup, so for me, that has been, I would say the last thing is just, I don't know, I've been like really attached to like my like daughters. Like lately I've been like really attached to them and just like, I just want to lay and I want to have both of them. You know what I mean? I just need them I don't care what we're doing. I just want to lay with y'all. You know what I mean? That's been helpful.
Yeah, definitely. And I love that. I love the fact that you have an awareness of the release that you need. Because like everybody needs to be able to have a release that's going to give them and fill their cup.
Yeah.
You know? So I guess I can ask you that. So how do you fill your cup? Like when you feel like depleted, feel empty, like is that the same as your self-care practice or is that something different?
Well, I mean, I say it's different depending on what's happening. You know what I mean? Like what part of my cup is empty, I guess I could say. Right? There's times where I feel like I'm not spending enough time with my family. Like straight up. Like I need to pay attention a little bit more. And I can and then there's times where I feel like I'm not getting enough personal development in. I haven't read anything. I haven't educated myself.
Right.
And I need to go sit for a week, literally, and watch sales YouTube videos. Not fucking motivation. I don't want to watch no shit TD Jakes, but I don't need motivation. I need information.
Ones are definitely
that's what I'm saying, right?
Motivational too.
They are 100%. I need practicality, not philosophy sometimes.
But that's good.
So those are things that I do. It's like, okay, what can I use right now? Not what can I, there's such thing as a motivated idiot, right? Yeah. You're motivated, but to do what?
Right.
Like, so sometimes it depends. If I need motivation, then I'll spend time on that. Right. So those are the ways I'll try to fill mine.
Definitely. So for me, I'll just take the host hat off. The way that I fill my cup a lot of times is by being able to be poured into by people who are smarter than me. Like if they have more information than me, if they're where I want to be, being able to be around them and just kind of see how they move and allow them to speak to me and like kind of just give me advice or talk to me in ways that are like inspiring and things like that. That definitely fills me up. It fills me up to know that there are people who want me to be great. Yeah. That's super fulfilling. And I think that a lot of times, well, I won't say it because I'm not a black man. Do you all feel like you have people that pour into you and support you fully?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
Okay. So what are some of the ways that you would say this is supportive to me? Like this looks like support to me.
Just encouraging words, really, just the motivation. Every day you getting up. Like I have a mother that I thank God for my mother. Like I don't know where I would be without her. She's my motivation. She still gets up till this day and grind, go to work. Yeah. Damn. And that's motivation for me. Like, damn, hold on, she's doing it. I can do this. Yeah. Yeah. But I'm trying to grind to a point where she don't have to do that. Right. So I really put my family first. So that's really my motivation toward that. Yeah. So, that's really, Definitely. Shout out to her.
Man, that's real.
Shout out to Sue. Go ahead.
Let me see, man. You had me with that. What's the question again? I was deep in he was getting with it.
So what are the ways that you feel supported? Like, or do you feel supported?
Okay. I would say, as far, let's say the events, that's the first thing that popped in my head. We had some brothers come out from Baltimore, I believe. So, awesome. Working with the New World Academy Foundation. So they came out. I never met these guys before, and, I do a lot of different events, and sometimes we get lazy in different things. We don't want to clean up after and help out, natural little thing. But these brothers, I didn't know them or anything, and they just start helping, like clean up, putting up tables, grabbing the chairs and stuff like that. And I remember that feeling. It felt like, man, these brothers are really supportive. And you could tell this is what they do.
They just did it.
They know what to do already. Right. They get in the chairs, they get in the tables, they being supportive and just helping out. That was a big support, Yeah. So I really appreciate that. And then what he said about the family, the family always supportive and seeing motivation in others, struggles and different things they go to. I could be driving one day in down Manchester or wherever and see some homeless people out there or a single mother walking with some kids or something. Right. And you're like, man, how is they still surviving? But they still out here, They still going for it. So that's motivation, as well as, people incarcerated. I get phone calls and, they in there, they still ambitious and they still trying to make it out. You have to have that motivation to stay out of there, to do things positive, to keep going. So that's it. Yeah.
Definitely. So I definitely think that it's important to have that. That type of support. Do you feel like your support comes more from people who know you or people who don't know you?
Well, I would say a little bit of both.
Okay.
Right. A little bit of both.
Depending on what you're doing. But if you're trying to do business and you're trying to make it out, I don't think we really supposed to be. When you first start off, we want that support. We want to sell. We want everybody to buy things from us.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. Our support circle. And that is cool. But if we come from poverty and low income people, sometimes they might really ain't got it.
They don't have it.
So a lot of times that's community work where you do things for free and you give your family members stuff for free sometimes, depending on what it is. But I think we gotta grow out of that stage right there and get people we don't know, because that's who money we want. We want to go out and get money from other people and bring it back to the community.
Right.
But if you do have a small circle of your family, they got money and stuff, and everybody, let's go get our hair cut over here. Or if you're doing a podcast, everybody, let's go over here his podcast. Let's buy his music. That is very strong. I think a lot of other races, they got that. And they start off with a circle.
Yeah.
So do you think we have that?
People.
Do you think we have that?
We're working
Some
toward
people.
that.
Okay.
We're working toward that. I can't lie. We're working towards that.
Okay.
We see where we fall at. I feel like in our community, we see where we fall in that. So we're trying to kind of correct our mistakes and try to get things back together. But I feel like even with family, they don't even believe sometimes.
No,
You try to do that? Like, all right.
Yeah.
You should probably still go to work, though.
Right.
Do all that. Like, damn, you don't believe in me? So, sometimes it don't be your family. And I forgot what somebody said to me. I really did forget. But they said sometimes, you can't tell your family everything. You just got to make it happen.
Yeah.
You got to make it happen.
They just got to see it.
They just got to see it.
Right.
And that's why one of my biggest thing is to really put action toward everything you say. Like you can't just be about just
Be
talk.
impeccable with your word.
Right.
For agreements.
5 agreements.
And that's one thing about being
Four.
a man.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Be about our word. We gotta be about our word. That's all we have is our name and our word.
Yep.
Man,
So I feel like we have to that's how you lead by example right there.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's real.
I have a super unpopular opinion about support.
Okay.
What's your
What's your opinion?
And the reason why I say it, because I think of what I've done over the years, I've relied on a lot. I got a lot of support, and I've relied on it from a lot of people. Right, you're trying to build a network. Support doesn't last long, so you got to create fans.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's the only way to create fans is by showing them.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, you got a t-shirt company. Great. I'll support you and buy a t-shirt. I'll support you and buy a second t-shirt. But you dropping a new t-shirt every month. I'm not going to keep buying it.
Right.
Right.
But
You
your fans.
said, your fan. If I'm a fan of your product, then I'll buy it. So how do we move people from the supporter to fans? Is
that's good.
that's up to you. And I think we keep relying on it support and and we're not realizing that we're not making them a fan.
Right.
And that's where you draw the line.
I feel like we try to get personal with the
Exactly.
support. That's what we do.
Make them a fan. Make them a fan.
Make them a fan. Make them.
Yeah.
Make them a
I mean,
fan.
okay.
That's good. I never even thought
That makes
about
sense.
that.
I never
Yeah.
did.
Moving from support
That's a good chance.
to being fan. Okay. All right. We learning. We learned a little bit something today. So I know that it's big now to have authenticity and all that good stuff. So do you guys feel like you can be your authentic self, or do you feel like you have to put up like a front or something like that for people, or that's not something that's on your mind?
Man, I think a lot of people say keeping it real.
Yeah.
Tell the truth, keep it real. I ain't gonna bite my tongue, I ain't gonna hold my tongue.
But some of that is like masked and being
I don't
rude
think,
and mean and nasty.
I don't think that's how it's supposed to go.
Okay.
I think you is supposed to be flexible and know your audience, know what words to use.
Right.
Switch your behavior sometime. I don't see it as being fake. It's like you got to do certain things to
know your audience.
Yeah. So you won't have those type of conflicts, or you won't mess something up. You can't go out if you do see an ugly female or whatever. You can't just go out like, man, you ugly, man, and you don't do nothing like that.
But what if that's their character?
Don't tell them they ugly. Don't tell them they ugly.
Yeah, that's just them. They blunt. Like, hey, you ugly.
Yeah,
No.
there's gonna be some conflicts
Right,
right. And ain't that go get done.
Yeah.
So it depends on your audience, where you at, and then your approach You don't have to, if it is an issue, you address it, but it's a certain way, your voice tone, your gesture and stuff like that, to make it smoothed out. Because the goal is to come up with a solution, not to cause more issues. So I think you got to be flexible with it, communicate. You got to be a master of communication.
Right. Yes, sir.
Know how to do it.
And that's why I was going to ask, like, do you care what bait is used to catch your fish?
That's a cold question.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good question.
So if you ask me, just like Nip said, you feed them what you want because that's your kill. You know what I mean? So to me, you don't got to be 100% authentic. If you're trying to make money, catch the fish. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't know what people, it's nice to have all this.
Right.
I tell people all the time, it's nice to have a kumbaya and all that. Like, for the people and all that shit. But for real talk, you got to get the money right first.
Right.
After that, then you can use better bait.
Yeah.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Then you can care about how, I'm catching fish with the most pristine fish bait. Man, you better put a worm on that thing and catch it. You know what I'm saying? And then now that you got your fish going, now that you got some, now you can provide a different, So anyways, that's my mentality around it. I could be right. I could be wrong. But from my experience, like, just be as authentic as you need to be.
And that actually speaks to what you were saying earlier when it was talking about like going from from a full-time job to entrepreneurship. Yep. And you were like, find a way to make money off the thing that you love and not just give back, but find the money first. Get your money right first.
Make money first. Every single thing is a business. I don't care if it's a foundation, a nonprofit. Everything requires money. If you want to give back, you need resources to do so, even if it's time. I mean, you're not spending time working somewhere else. If you want to spend more time giving back, you need more time to spend. How you get more time? You got to have the finances to support your time that you're not working. So figure out the money first. I know if you're truly serious about giving back, then you will hurry up and figure out the money so you can.
Right.
So what was your motivation behind wanting to give back?
I think, so that's part of the mistake I made as an entrepreneur. I've been through a lot. I've been through bankruptcies. I've been through a lot as an entrepreneur, man. Like, for real. Like, hundreds of thousands of dollars, that I've owed, and like, it's been real. So I've given back. And I've given too much because I wanted to make sure. But nobody cares as much as you think they do.
No.
And that's the reality, right? You do a backpack drive. I'm going to give 100 backpacks. You think these kids thinking about that one guy to give him a backpack? They don't care. They forgot who you was. It's a nice gesture. It's nice to do. Yeah. So I think that you got to be way more smart with it. Like I said, you know what I mean? Right. Don't spend your last dime for a backpack drive.
Make it the experience.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do that. That's a bad move. Right. And that's something that some of us would do. We'll give our last to make sure we're giving back. And that was part of the mistake because you run out fast. It's a great gesture. You feel good. Gotta take care of the money. So
and you can't give from a deficit.
Yeah, you can.
You cannot give from a place of emptiness. Yeah.
We try.
And we try it all the time. Yeah, trying to give from a place of emptiness and things like that. And it really doesn't serve us, and it doesn't serve the people that we're trying to give back to. Because that emptiness does not actually give them anything.
And they don't care as much as you think so. Like, that's the other thing. Like, you just spent your last dollar on this backpack drive.
They don't care about your
and they ain't even wearing the backpack you gave them.
Man.
Because it's 3 other backpack drives on top of that. You you out there. You know how many times I done fed the homeless? It's part of my organizational duty as a Sigma to feed the homeless, right? You go down there, but I don't want it. And you thinking you doing the thing. They like, man, people come down here every day. They tell me, you go there every day, bro. And you thinking, I just stay there all night packing peanut butter jelly. Like, they gonna appreciate this.
Not that peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, right.
The homeless getting bougie.
I'm just saying though. So, and I'm up all night though. Like, me and the homie, we up till 3 a.m, and we out there at 8 a.m. So we think that people gonna care more than they do. You know what I'm saying? So, do what you actually can. It's different between capability and capacity. Like, just because you're capable of it don't mean you got the capacity. So so only spend as much capacity as you're capable of. Don't you know what I mean? Don't spend all your capacity.
Don't go beyond your capacity.
Don't do it.
I love it.
Yes.
So I think that's really awesome that you had the opportunity to realize that and take those things and like actually focus on the fact that, okay, so these people don't really care all this much about this. So I have to figure out the way to make sure I'm taking care of myself in the process of giving back.
Being selfish is important. I don't care what nobody say. Like, like it is, because you're gonna die in your coffin alone. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, guess what? Everybody gonna do the next day? Go back to work. So,
And I've seen that time and time again. I literally have had employees to die, and then us have to send the little bereavement cards, be sad, all that kind of stuff. Even go to the funeral, send them an arrangement. But we're gonna find somebody to
their
fill
job
that
is on
position.
Indeed, right? Next day.
Man.
We're gonna fill that position, and it's sad, and I feel so bad, but I have to, because there's a business need. And
I understand. I get it. I get it now.
yeah,
I get it.
Until you get in that position, you don't get it. Because like, I'm like, man, they don't want to leave it open for a little while. Why? Because they're going to be at a deficiency if they leave it open.
Right.
They're not going to have somebody to do whatever it is that person was doing if it's just open and vacant and like nobody's doing it.
Right.
So I guess I say all that to say, how do you all feel? Do you feel needed? And is it important for you to feel needed?
So what do you mean by feel needed? Like I need a little bit more.
Okay. So
Like by my family, or are we talking about like
period. I mean, of course, your family is like probably going to be the first place
Right.
that you have that, feeling from.
Right. So I'm just saying, is that a given? Or are we? You want us to go deeper than that, or start there? I
Hey,
guess.
go where you want to
Okay.
go.
Yeah, I'm just asking for clarification.
Right.
Oh, I thought you was gonna take it there.
No,
I thought you was
Let me tune in.
well, yeah, okay, well, yeah. I mean,
let me see,
obviously, my family needs me.
Right.
My kids need me. I think
Right.
that's a given, especially now. I'm so happy that being a father is popular now. I'm so happy
Right.
that's a thing. Before it wasn't. And now it's like, bro, you ain't taking care of your kids. You kind of weird.
Right.
Versus before it
No,
was
most
like,
definitely.
yeah, I ain't either. Now it's like, bro, you're a weirdo. You know what I
Right.
mean? Even if you're not with the baby mama or whatever,
Still take care
men
of
taking care of their kids.
Right.
So, of course, I think that's necessary. I think that I'm needed in this industry for sure.
Right.
I am a force, you know what I mean, in this industry, to where I'm the first podcasting college professor in the state of California.
Oh, wow.
And I may be the only one, but I'm definitely the first one, right? They didn't even, it didn't even become college credit until last summer.
Wow.
So
that's dope.
the
Yeah.
state of California just finally, right? So these things are happening, and I see, I know that I'm needed in this industry. I know it, especially even better because I'm black.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Because that makes it
There
heavier.
is, yeah.
And
That's it.
for everybody,
That's it.
not for just the black people, but white people need
Right.
they need that to fill their "I'm not
Right.
racist" card,
Right.
and I don't mind capitalizing on that. I'm cool with that too. You know what I'm saying? So I see that, being important, and I'm just, anyways, I'll leave it at that.
So how does it feel to have that level of need on you?
For me now, it feels easy because I'm confident in who I am. I think,
Yeah.
Is
Is it the ego booster?
No,
Okay.
no, it's actually for me. It's
Yeah.
it's the not the ego booster. It's more like proof that I am who I thought I was. You know what I mean? So that's and so every time something like
Yeah.
that happens, it's like psh, I told y'all. You know what I mean?
Right.
I knew it,
That's
but I think
evidence.
before that, there's a huge imposter syndrome that sets in. And I
Yeah.
think for me, for like 6 years, I still had that imposter syndrome, and people keep telling me like, "Bro, you the GOAT," and I'm like, "I don't know," you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but now I know because I've been around for so long, and I've been in so many different places around the country doing this,
Man.
and it's like, y'all literally need me everywhere I go. Like,
Right.
y'all need me here.
Oh, yeah.
So that has given me what I needed. So I know that I'm needed in my industry.
What about
that's
you?
true. That's true. Family, of course. As soon as you said that, I was thinking about my family. My kids, taking them to school, sports, different things like that. My son had a game today, man. He scored 32 points, man.
Hey.
Shout out to my son. Nice year, man.
How old is he?
He's only 15.
Oh, he putting work in.
Yeah, he's only 15, man.
Nice.
So
32
yeah,
nice.
he was.
He
doing
got
his
that
thing.
height on him too, though.
Yeah, he tall.
tall is he?
Why are these
almost
kids
as tall
so
as me,
big? That's
almost.
that's for another.
He getting up there, man.
That's for another one.
Yeah, he
Might
getting
start
on
wearing
up
your
there.
shoes soon.
Man, and all that, man. But I'm thinking about them. Like, how would they survive without me? So I'm very important in the family. You know, getting them around school, dropping them off, picking them up. My significant other, she's doing hair, celebrity and stuff, so she can't come and do certain things. So we don't know what that schedule's gonna be like. You know, she's doing some of everybody. So I'm needed there for sure. And as far as the community, us as black men, you know, yourself, you know, we're very important. You know, we're role models. We lead by example, and you know, we're fulfilling those slots. And
Right.
my clothing line, Solid Black. We got a saying. It says, "Ain't no love in the streets." You know.
Yep.
So we got different narratives and different people out there for them to idolize, but we don't have a lot of positive role models. So it's important for us to get out there and show them that it's other things out there. So when we say ain't no love in the streets, we mean a lot of youth, even adults, you know, we look for love, we look for validation, we're looking for love, we're looking for identity.
Yep.
And when you're doing that, you're vulnerable. And you'll go out in the streets and different environments and you end up with betrayal, trauma, and hatred.
Yeah.
You know, because you out there searching so hard trying to find that love. So ain't no love in the streets. You got to find love within yourself. Like you said, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
You got to find love within yourself and then give back to your community, to your homies and stuff like that. So we're very important, you know, to let them know there's other options out here.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, most definitely.
And that's huge because, like, being able to understand that there's more out there than what you see on social media, than what you've been told is native to you. Because sometimes we're told how we're supposed to be. We're told what we're expected to be. And that's not necessarily our home experience.
Right.
But because that's how news media or whoever else portrays us, you know, we're told like this is how you're supposed to be, and if you're different or an outlier from that, then it's like you're weird. What is that?
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
So that's what's up. That's awesome because like I think that is, and that's actually the reason why I put this specific episode together, because I need people to be able to see that it's so much more than what you regularly see on your TV or on your social media platforms or whatever it is. So I won't go into something else. I'll let you answer, and then I'll just kind of go from there. Do you feel needed?
Yeah, most definitely. I know, but everything was just positive. It was just y'all.
But that's what you need, and
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
actually
That's
kind of what I wanted to leave on, because I'll let you.
No. Go ahead.
Because I feel like a lot of times the need that you probably don't understand and the need that you probably don't speak on as much is a need from black women. We need y'all.
Yeah.
We need to see black men being dope as fuck.
Yeah.
We need to see y'all leading and taking charge in ways that shows us that it's okay for us to actually be in community with you again.
Right.
Like we've been like, and I won't speak for the Ratchets because that's not my life.
Right,
You know, that's
right,
not the
right.
life that I live. So I can't speak from that perspective. I can't speak from a toxic perspective. So I'm not going to speak from that type of woman because that's not me.
Right.
But I can speak from a woman who has had no choice but to live this life and to have a backbone and make it happen for herself. I've never thought that, you know, I don't need a black man, but I realized that that's just what I don't have at this moment.
Right.
So I got to make it happen.
So
Yes.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah, ask me.
Why don't you have a black man?
See, okay. So I'm not saying that I don't have a black man, but I'm just saying.
You said you don't have a black man.
You did say
So the thing is that like I have a really close friendship with someone and it could potentially develop into something more, but it's not something that I can say is it right now. But that's only because both me and that person are in the stage of our life where we're trying to make sure that if we go into the next stage is for the right reasons. Right. And it's not just because we look good together. Mm-hmm. It's not just because we both dope as hell. Mm-hmm. It's not just because I think you look good and you think I look good. Mm-hmm. But it's because we can actually do life together. Because I'm not trying to date just to date.
So, follow-up question. Prior to meeting him,
okay,
why didn't you have a black man?
I did have a black man. I've only dated black men.
Okay.
Except for once. In middle school, I dated a Hispanic guy.
I got you. Right. So, you know, can I ask, I don't want to ask why it didn't work out. I want to ask what part did you play in it not working out?
Okay. And that's wonderful. I'm one of the people who has no problem with admitting fault. Mm-hmm. So for me, the reason why it hasn't worked out is because I wasn't healed. I wasn't in the place where I could actually receive love from people because there's been so much trauma in my life. There's been so much turmoil and things like that. Like, we have the same father, but we don't have the same mother. Mm-hmm. So it's been like separation as far as families go. Mm-hmm. It's been separation as far as like understanding like the impact of a black man being in the household. Mm-hmm. Because my dad was in his house, not mine. Right. And so not to say that...
No, I understand.
You know, not to say that it was bad that he was in his household, but that's just how life happened.
Of course.
Yeah.
And so being able to learn how to trust black men was hard for me.
So
it took me a long time.
So do you feel like at that position you were toxic? You were toxic during that part because the part you played?
So for me, most times I was just scared. I wasn't really toxic. I was like the kind of person that was just like, I don't know. And then they just got tired of me being scared and left.
Understood.
Like, I've never been like the slash your tires type chick. Like, I've never slashed anybody's tires. I've never broken anybody's property.
That ain't all toxic though.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there's a, how do I want to say, you know, the devil don't have, you know, a forked tongue and, you know, horns and a pitchfork.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the devil is a person that looks like your best friend. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is it'd be the slight stuff, right? It'd be the emotional abuse or, you know, the non-physicality of it. It's like, yo, I've been out for, you know, it's been 3 months. I was cracking. I need something going on around this thing.
So I will say,
you know what I'm saying? It could be those things, you know? So it could be a lot of different things, which can be toxic.
I will say, because of my fear, I have been a person who hasn't necessarily shown up for black men in the way that, or my black man in the way that I should. I'll give an example. I was in college and I was dating this guy and I was just like really head over heels for this guy. But because I wasn't sure of myself, there was a moment where I could have defended him and I didn't because I was just like trying to stay out of anything that looked crazy. Like,
you said it was in college? So you said in college?
This was college.
Nobody blames you for that. It's okay.
College
don't count. Everybody was toxic in college.
Right.
So.
I was a serial, like, I avoid conflict like it's the plague. Like, I will be like, oh, we trying to argue? I'm out. Like, I don't want to argue. I don't want to, like, that's not me. Yeah. I don't want to be in, like, I've been around it a lot and there's a lot of volatile people in my family, but that's not me. Like, anytime I've been in an argument is because I was backed into a corner and given no choice but to argue. I hate arguing. I hate it. Like, it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't make me feel seen or valued. It makes me feel like I've been pushed and pressured and forced. So I don't enjoy it. And a lot of times I freeze up.
So you gotta learn how to debate.
That's not, but I feel like life doesn't have to be that way.
Life
I shouldn't
is that
have
way.
to debate with love.
Yes, you do. Guaranteed.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna learn today. I guess. I will learn today. So what about? So now I'm actually gonna come back to you because you didn't get to answer.
Right.
What about you?
Yes, I do feel like I'm needed. You know, I feel like I am a role model to certain individuals that I probably don't know. You know, I probably, you know, move a lot of people. You know, just how I approach certain things, or just my personality, or how I step into a room. Yeah. You know, I step with, you know, with just that charisma. You know, confidence. You know, so I don't know who I do motivate or who look up to me, but I appreciate my niece most definitely. I do have people that do look up to me. But the people that I don't know, you know, I just try to you know, every time I step in the room, just step with that same confidence, step with that same, you know, readiness for anything.
Yeah. And even if you might not notice it, and so the reason why I put like varying stages of entrepreneurship in here was on purpose, because like you're starting out,
right?
Like, and they've been more established, and they've been in here.
I hear it. I'm like, I'm trying to, I hear it.
But it's good to be able to have those varying levels, because you can see like what's next for you.
It's motivating. It is.
You know,
I see where the stars can take me for real. I can see with all the dedication, the passion. You know, the stars is the limit.
Oh yeah.
And I think that it also speaks to who you are to be able to stand in a room like this and not be intimidated by it, but be like open to actually receiving and understanding what it is. And something I think you probably don't even realize is that those boys that you coach are very much so motivated by you.
Yeah,
so I'm motivated by you. Cause I told you, you live one of my dreams, bro. I've always wanted to coach Part 1 of football, bro. I just didn't have a son, bro. So
never
had a son, man. But yeah,
no, most definitely. I appreciate that, man. You know, even this is my first year coaching, so you know, it's been a ride for me. You know, coming from work, going to the practice,
that's tough.
back and forth. You know, it's a lot of dedication.
Yes, it is.
A lot of dedication,
and we appreciate you
most definitely.
As a black, because we need it. And they need young people like you out there.
Yes, most definitely. I feel like if everybody could just go out there and everybody talks a big game, like they really give back and they don't.
Man, don't get me started.
If everybody really get out there and really just start giving back, I promise you'll be happier in life.
Yeah,
because you actually have a sense of accomplishment. Like I'm doing something. Like you know, I'm not just at home. You feel me? You're not just doing nothing.
Right.
You know, it gives you certain ideas. You know, it opens your eyes to different opportunities.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I think that this conversation has been like an amazing conversation, and it's opened my eyes to a lot of things. It's opened my eyes to things that I wasn't necessarily privy to ahead of time, because like I didn't even think about the fact that there were ways that I might react to conflict that might not necessarily have the same consequences that it would have for like a black man. And I think it's important to have these types of conversations, because like I want to be able to continue to bridge the gap and continue to connect people who might not necessarily have the same perspective or the same lived experience. And I appreciate every last one of you for being on here. I think that you all play a huge part in how we continue to push forward our community, to continue to make sure that we are paid, even in our giving back, that we are valued, and that we
get your
do
money,
have
man.
that.
I'm gonna tell you, get your money.
Get your money.
And giving back, that we have our communities, you know, even in giving back, how we build that tribe, how we make sure that when we are young and when we are starting out, that we would continue to hustle and to learn from and glean from the information that's given to us from those who have been a bit more established. And I think that's really dope, and it inspires me to continue to move even more and to continue to even extend my support to even more black men who are doing things. And I think sometimes that it can be misconstrued as like, oh, she just want everybody. No, that ain't it. Because my passion is way more than trying to establish a romantic relationship with somebody. I see the need and the impact that a black man doing wonderful things can have on the world, not just their immediate circle, but on everybody. And so I appreciate every last one of y'all being here, because like it helps me to see more of what I envisioned, you know, because people are like, man, I wish black men was this. Well, you see it, they are. You just got to reach out and find the right ones to be that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's real.
For real. No, for real.
Yeah.
And that's
swear
awesome.
we not out there, but
But y'all here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's three
Y'all
of them.
here.
Well, you
It's
know,
more than just three of you.
people believe what they prefer.
Right.
That's going to match it's going to justify their actions and their beliefs, no matter what.
Yeah.
And you know what? Being able to change the narrative of what people think they should act like, both men and women, is important. So, anyway, I thank y'all so much for being on the show today. This is definitely a conversation that needs to continue being had. But for now, we out of time. So I thank y'all so much for tuning in today. This has been the Sonshine State. I am Sonshine Wiley, your host. Please remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on the notification bell, all the things. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Always remember to be good to yourself and to be good to someone else. Everybody might get your light, but you need your light too. So make sure you're giving it back to yourself. Just as a reminder, we do have the wellness journals. I don't have one right here because I forgot it today, but the link will be in the description of this podcast. Also, we do have the Well Brand apparel. I'm wearing one of the designs today, and I just wanted to make sure you guys are tuning in, and that link will also be in the bio. Before I stop, because there's one thing that I forgot to do, I'm going to let everybody tell you how you can contact them as well. So tell us.
I'm at Keith Good News anywhere. You spell it, Keith Good News. Most people think it's my real last name anyways.
Oh yeah. Let's go with Nike, NIKEY_O2G. And for sure, follow the clothing line, Solid Black, SOLID BLAQ. Follow us up.
Okay, follow the football page, Compton Jaguars, or you can follow me on Instagram at MTF.Londo.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. It has been a wonderful time. I enjoyed this conversation. My name is Sonshine Wiley. As always, you can reach us at www.sunshinestate.com. Have a wonderful one. Bye.
Don't be afraid of the crowd, laughing loud and feeling free. Never noticed till you there was more. They can see you really. So stand out, stand out, stand out. You're here, you're free, absolutely where you need to be. So stand out, stand out, stand out.
Welcome to the Sunshine State, a space for health, healing, and wellness.